What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com, and welcome back to another one of our previews of we kick off a huge weekend of racing. 4 Kentucky Derby prep races this weekend. Of course, the Holy Bull card at Gulfstream, the Southwest at Oaklawn Park, the Withers at Aqueduct, and the Robert B. Lewis at Santa Anita. Let's get to the Holy Bull for this preview. Let's go to race 12 at Gulfstream Park, Saturday, February 3rd. It is the Holy Bull grade 3 race, going a mile and a 16th here, $250,000. The purse, field of 8. It is a short field, and it is because we've got Fierceness. That's right. Fierceness is back. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner is back, making his 3-year-old debut here, and it's going to get a lot of hype. Let's just face it. Now, here's the deal. A lot of times the Breeders' Cup Juvenile winners come back and they don't run all that well. That was not the case last year, though. I want to point that out. As Forte was able to come back and win 2 races at Gulfstream, and he won the Fountain of Youth at Gulfstream after winning the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. So you might hear people say, oh, they bounce after the Breeders' Cup. It's not always true. It just depends on the horse, depends on the year. With that being said, I handicap races based on what I see on paper, what I see on the film. Number 7, Fierceness should easily destroy this field. It seems to me most of the really good horses that are here in South Florida probably said no thank you to facing Fierceness in a grade 3 race in February. So number 7, Fierceness, he looks all by himself in this race to me. I think he can kind of dictate the terms of the race as far as the pace goes. I think he can kind of just do whatever he wants here. I don't see him having any trouble whatsoever as long as he fires some kind of effort here. Should be a really nice building block for him. So number 7, Fierceness on top for me. Let's go to the number 3, Otello. That's who I'll put in third in this spot, or excuse me, in second in this spot. Look, I was pretty impressed with his debut at Aqueduct. He won by a neck. He came back in the Mucho Macho Man last time out. It was a long time before he had any place to run. And when he finally did, he came with a pretty steady, determined run, gets up, wins by a half length. Now, do I think that race was very good as far as like who he beat and who's coming back out of it? Nope, not really. Do I think he ran okay in that race? Sure, I do. But let's make a note of this, right? The second place horse, First World War, hey, he's running on this card in a turf race. So I don't think that's a great sign. Maybe they thought he didn't handle it at all. And then you kind of look at the speed figure, it wasn't great. Look, I think Otello's a nice horse. I don't think he can compete with Fierceness. So I do have number 3, Otello, in second. So I sit there and said, I kind of like him, but I don't love him. I've got him in second. So that kind of tells you what I think of the rest of the field. It's just not that great. A horse I'm going to take, I guess, a little bit of a shot with is the number 8, C Streak. I kind of look at this horse exiting out of the same race, but I think maybe this horse just kind of sits a good trip today. Maybe gets involved late, gets a piece of it. So the number 8, C Streak, I'll put that horse in third. I don't know. I think this is a horse that's not great, but again, I think we'll just kind of hang around, maybe get the minor awards. And I kind of think it makes sense. And I'll talk about the horse I'm going to put in fourth in a minute and why I put the horse in fourth. I think the 3, Otello, the 8, C Streak, will kind of just try to run for second in a way, just kind of let Fierceness go out there, and they'll just kind of make a run at the end. So I think number 8, C Streak, does make sense. The number 2, Invalid, easy for me to say. This is a horse I'm worried that they're going to, from the rail, send him, try to mess with Fierceness a little bit earlier, and I'm afraid might get his heart broke a little bit and might back up a little bit. I think the 2's the second best horse in the race, maybe, but I'm not quite sure, he's going to have that fun of a job messing with number 7's Fierceness. So I put him in fourth. I'm not real high on him anyway, and I'm afraid Fierceness may run him into the ground a little bit. So as we recap this one, there's not a ton to talk about. The number 7 Fierceness on top for me. We'll see what happens here. He should be a horse that should use this as a building block to kind of go on to the next step here. Look, if he runs his maiden race, if he runs his Breeders' Cup Juvenile race, it's going to be pretty bad for the rest of this field. I will say this. He did show up one time and not run a step, and that was in the Champagne. So obviously, if you think, well, hey, he's just inconsistent, he's not going to show up today, well, then any of the 7 can win at that moment, right? And it kind of looks a lot like an ungraded stakes, like the Mucho Macho Man looks. But I think Fierceness stands out. So give me the number 7 on top, 3 in second, 8 in third, and 2 in fourth. All right, guys, that'll do it for our preview of the Holy Bull Stakes live from Gulfstream Park. Thanks, everybody, for watching this video. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit subscribe. You really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're betting Gulfstream on Saturday.